really quick video just to show you this tank because you haven't seen it in a while and a little bit's changed. This is what was just my single species tank for the ghost shrimp, and now, because it was boring, I mean, I had the pots in there, which are nice, and I had the plants in there, which are also nice, but it's not a whole lot of color, and you can't see the ghost shrimp, so you really didn't see any real movement or anything. So what I did is these neon tetras, I moved them in here. They had been living in a tank that was infested with water fleas, and I needed to they weren't eating the water fleas at all. Water fleas are small crustaceans, and these guys, so peaceful, they weren't eating them. So what I did is I moved them out, and I put them in here with the ghost shrimp. The ghost shrimp occupy the bottom of the tank. I mean, you'll see them elsewhere too. They swim. In fact, you can see one entering the screen now, about in the middle of the screen. That is one of the ghost shrimp, and he's swimming. But, you know, they can swim, but they spend most of their time on the bottom of the tank. They're bottom feeders, and they'll occasionally, you know, climb your plants and things like that, but the bulk of their time is spent on the tank floor. So you've got all that additional space in the tank, you know, the middle of the tank and the top. Well, neons, they don't go to the bottom except near the bottom to sleep. They're basically middle tank swimmers. And so that's perfect for in this tank. I mean, look how pretty that looks. Not only does everyone get along with everyone else, nobody stresses out. The shrimp go about their business, the neons go about their business, and the neons swim around mostly in the middle of the tank, and the shrimp swim around at the bottom. So that's a nice combination. If you've got a shrimp tank, keep in mind though, if you're breeding them, with ghost shrimp and amanos, you need to actually take the babies out of the tank during the first bit of their life anyway, but other kinds of shrimp, if they're breeding, remember, the babies are probably going to get eaten by the fish. Even these guys would eat the little newborns. But, oh look, there's two of them swimming. But good combinations in general, if you're not trying to breed the shrimp, but you're just keeping them together, is you can keep with the shrimp, you can keep definitely neons, bettas. I haven't had any problems with my goldfish eating them either, but that could potentially be something that would happen. So you might want to watch with goldfish, but you know, any of your tetras can live with them. Dobie or Cory catfish could live with them. The problem being that they are both bottom feeders and things, so they'd be competing for resources. You don't want to put them in with like your dobies or anything, because those are fairly aggressive fish. They'll eat the shrimp, as would, well, Oscars. Any of your cichlids would eat them, and you know, your red-tailed sharks, your dobies. Of course, I have the bluegill. They're hunters. They would eat the shrimp. So just if you're keeping shrimp, keep them in like this with a peaceful little fish. And you can see in previous videos I've done a lot of videos on community tanks and things, because most of mine are community tanks. It just, I think, adds interest. And when you look at this, you can see what I'm talking about. You've got all this different stuff happening. You've got the different colors and the layers. And you've got on the bottom of the tank, the shrimp are feeding. In the middle of the tank, the neons are swimming. And you've got the different colors and all this life. And so now I'm really pleased with it. That's taken this tank from a tank that never held much visual interest, just by adding 6 neon tetras to this 10-gallon tank. It's gone from being a drab, boring tank to look at to being one that really I can't take my eyes off of. I think it's just a lot of fun to watch this. And, you know, that's something to keep in mind when you're doing tanks, is that you want things to be really good for all your animals, of course. That's first priority. But secondly, you want to do things that are visually pleasing to you. And now at last, this tank is visually pleasing to me, and I hope it is to you as well. I hope you enjoyed getting to see them. You haven't seen them in a while. And, well, thanks for joining me. and I'll catch you again soon. Bye-bye.